Hey guys, welcome and welcome back to my channel. My name is Erica and this is Armygirl Budgets. I know it's been a while. I've got a lot to update you guys on. So if you're interested in finding out what's been going on, because there's a whole lot of changes, stay tuned. I'm going to be setting up my monthly budget calendar and doing a lot of talking because it's been a very long time. So if that's something you guys are interested in, stay tuned. All right, before I get into my monthly calendar budget, I felt like it'd be a good idea for me to start talking to you guys about what's been kind of going on with me. So first things first, I am doing okay. I am doing a lot better. I am happy, healthy-ish, and just living life. Now, if you hear bells, if you hear scratching, we got a new puppy and the bells are because he's so small, we need to know where he is. And so if you hear that, that's what that is. My background is chaotic because I am getting rid of a lot of stuff. So please don't look at the background because y'all, I just wanted to hurry up and get this done because it's been a long time coming. So what's been going on with me? You guys know I had a major surgery. That surgery didn't go as well as I hoped it did. And in reality, I just wasn't feeling like myself, got really depressed. And if you know me, I'm usually the person that everybody calls and they kind of unburden themselves with whatever's going on with them. And I just could not bring myself to say something to anybody else. I couldn't say like, I'm struggling right now because people that were around me were struggling too. And I don't like to be a bother to anybody. So I kind of just internalized a lot of the stuff that was going on and kept it to myself. And it just festered really bad where I was having panic attacks and stuff like that. The first panic attack I had, I was by myself. I didn't say a word. The second one, my husband caught me in the closet of our bedroom in a full-fledged panic attack, and he basically, we went outside, we walked around until I could talk to him and tell him what was going on, and I started therapy. So been in therapy, like it. Wasn't sure at first because I'm very private and I do a lot of like whatever's going on with me, I deal with it myself. I've been that way for a very long time. I've had a lot of crazy things happen. I've seen a lot of crazy stuff. So I thought I was doing pretty well. My therapist said I was not. A lot of my issues was coming because I couldn't sleep. I was sleeping at that time, at the worst of it, I was sleeping like 2 hours a night. And yeah, it caught up with me in the worst kind of way. I am now up to maybe 4. So kudos to me. And if you know, I have been at 2 hours for a very long time. And that is not 2 hours of continuous sleep. That's 2 hours of getting up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down. So I've got a lot of help with that. I think when I had the surgery, the things that I used to do to be able to deal with any kind of issues or when I wasn't feeling well or upset or something was bothering me, I could work out. After I had that surgery, guys, I went from being able to, I wasn't in pain before I had the surgeries, but I wanted to be able to run. Well, let me say, I don't like running. I wanted to be able to walk, bike, things like that that I wasn't able to do because I had the knee surgery. So let's speed this thing up because I know some of y'all do not care, or some of y'all do, but it's a lot. The knee surgery didn't go well. I ended up getting really bad nerve damage, which put me in pain 100% of the time. I felt like my leg was burning on fire. You couldn't touch it at some points. I couldn't wear pants at some points. It was just a mess. And I felt like I wasn't being listened to by my doctor, who's not a military doctor. So guys, you know, I know some of y'all have heard horror stories about the medical care by military providers, but he was not. He was a civilian provider, and it wasn't that he was a bad surgeon because he was a great surgeon. The surgery that he did went well. I just so happened to get nerve damage in a very unlikely place. And my pain management doctor, she was amazing. She listened and she basically said, yo, you are one of probably 3% of people in America that have a surgery like this and get nerve damage in that space. And I did. And because, you know, some surgeons don't like to listen to hearing that there's an issue, I went from being 100% non-weight bearing for about 5 months to walking with a cane. And that was hard. Like walking with a cane at the time I was 36, it was just hard to go out. I couldn't walk around a grocery store. Like it was just a lot of stuff. So I got sad, man. I was depressed. And what I did was retreated. I got off of social media pretty much altogether. I really talked to too many people. There's a few people that I was communicating with. And I just stopped budgeting, child. I didn't pick up a budget book. I could pay bills. I knew what was due, but I didn't do anything else. From there, we talked to my provider, who we also had to talk to my chain of command, and we decided that I needed to go through the IDAS process. So that is being medically discharged, either medically retired or medically separated. And I was medically separated. So that was a whole nother story that I may do another, you know, video on, so you guys can understand what happened and how that process goes. Because let me tell you something, if you're a planner, if you're somebody that likes to plan out their days, months, that is not that process was so crazy. Thank God I had a good team that they placed me with, because my Peblo, she's like the medical liaison between me and the doctors and the VA and all this other stuff. She answered all my questions, baby. I used to email her, call her. I'm like, Ms. Walls, and she was amazing to me. The military doctors that I had to go see, which was like every time I had to see a military doctor, I had to drive hours to do that, which was hard because I couldn't really drive. I still don't drive with my right foot, so I drive with my left foot still. They were great. They saw what I saw. They got the studies that I got, because I got nerve conduction tests. I got everything you could think of. I got it done, and it showed what it was. And we just came to the conclusion that I needed to be medically separated or retired. I was hoping to be medically retired, but and that was only because I wanted the insurance. I wanted to keep the insurance for my family, not even for me, because I was going to keep being able to be seen at the VA regardless, but for my family, especially my son, it was very important to me. And you know, I just wanted for the situation with me in the military, for it to go right, like for it not to be a fight, for it not to be like stressful. But that didn't happen. I got medically separated, which right now I'm on terminal leave. So I am currently on terminal leave. I had a bajillion days of leave because I didn't take many off days when I was in the military, because they gave me some. So I had over 90 days of leave. I took 90. I sold back, I sold back a ton too, because I didn't want to extend my time out, because at the end of things, my command in recruiting was not as understanding as they were. And that was basically when my commander, she left, and she actually got out as well. When she left, everything changed. So it was a stressful environment that I just didn't need to deal with. So I just got out. I put in my 90 days of terminal leave, which is what I'm on. I'm selling back whatever else I had left. And I am finding the silver lining in the whole situation. So silver lining number one, I am out the military, baby. I'm still in, but I'm not, because I don't go to work. None of that stuff. I still get checks as if I work every day. We're salary, and I am have leave days, so they pay me as if I go to work every day for 3 months. After that 3 months, I keep my insurance for 6 months, and I also will receive a severance pay, and that severance pay is it's interesting. I didn't even know that was a thing, but I get a severance pay for this. for separating. I also went through the process of dealing with the VA while I was in the IDAS med board process, and that was just a crazy situation that I got taken care of. And now I am done with that. So every month I will get a VA disability check, and I was able to secure employment pretty quick, honestly. So I was pretty sad because I've never had a regular job before. Let me say, I have had a regular job, but like not a regular job where you have to do an interview. I never had one of those. So I went on my first interview during this process and was completely scared to death, okay? I didn't know what to wear. I was nervous, but the people that I did this interview with, and I did a bunch, I chose this position because I felt like it was going to be a good, bridge between the military and what I wanted to be doing. So thank goodness, thank the Lord, I found a position that is what I went to school for, what I did all of that hard work for is actually that. And I'm very excited about that. And then I started working there. I've been working there for 3 weeks now. It is super cool. The people are so nice. They waited for me because I got hired pretty fast. I went to my interview, I think in January, maybe February, and they hired me pretty much like 2 days later, and I didn't get out of the military until May, or go on terminal leave until May. So they waited for me. They were very understanding. They were very, very patient. They weren't rushing me. They were just like, hey, just want to make sure you're still good with this. Are you happy? Do you need anything? Do we need to discuss pay? All that stuff. A lot of it was they were kind of like talking to me and like, are you sure you want to take this position? Like, you have all this experience. You sure you don't want to be a supervisor? I'm like, no. And I said that to them and they didn't quite understand until I got there, and I've been working there. And I told them, like, I have 15 years of being in charge of, well, let's say about 13 years of being in charge of people, 13 years of meetings and answering for people's mistakes and all that stuff. I just want to go to work and go home and just have that time of peace for a while, maybe later, but right now that's not what I want to do. And then they kind of understood it. Plus, the systems and things that it is quite different. So I took a position as a buyer 2. And that is basically contracts and acquisition. That's what I went to college for. It's basically bidding out contracts of companies for the city that I work for, and the paperwork and the negotiations and all that kind of stuff. And I'm super excited about it because when I was first going through the process, I was applying to places and I didn't hear anything back. And I thought you're supposed to apply to something and you're supposed to hear something back in a couple of days. It took me like 2 weeks to get my first response back. And then I was like, oh. And my dad was like, Erica, you gotta relax. You're gonna see that you're gonna get a lot of people calling. And that's what happened. Towards the time where it was me getting out, it was like, hey, we want to set up an interview, we want to do this, we want to do that. And so I did a lot of interviews, but ultimately chose this position. And I think it was pretty right for me because there's no pressure to get everything right now. It's just like, okay, take your time, we're gonna show you some stuff, and it's pretty cool. Anyways, so that's a huge change for my channel. I was thinking about changing my channel name, but I'm not sure yet because I'm not still in the Army, so I don't know. Can I keep Army Girl? I'm not sure. I'm always gonna have that time for me to be in, It's been a big change, a big transition. I am at peace with it. And one thing that has come of this that was not quite, I was working through it, is that we will be debt free here shortly. We're going to pay off everything, and I'm going to show you guys how that works and what it is and what we paid off. We won't, okay, let me back that up. We will be debt free minus our mortgage, which I don't really consider that a debt because we don't pay the mortgage on that. My tenants do. And then my husband, his car and his student loans that we just got. Everything else will be paid off in full. I've been kind of toying back and forth with it, whether or not we should pay everything off or not. But I basically gone ahead and made the decision that, you know what, forget it. We'll pay off everything. And so our goals coming here shortly is to purchase a home. And so that is a major goal of ours, is to purchase a home in the location that we're in. So with that being said, we are planning to sell our home that we have tenants in currently. Their lease will be up towards the end of August, and we're going to put that house on the market and see what happens. And so that's what's kind of been going on. I know I said that we would go over my monthly calendar, but I think I'm gonna do basically a part 2, and I'm just gonna go through my monthly calendar or whatever. So before I get off of this, I want to thank you all for reaching out to me. Those of you guys that send me messages, I appreciate it. Black and blue. Listen, y'all. You know, there's very few people in this world that I talk to. I don't talk to a lot of people. I'm very much to myself. I do this because I just have a passion for budgeting and showing people how it can be done, and that you can still live a life and your kids can still do all the things, and you can do all the things, and you can be bougie with it. So I do this for that reason. I never expected to find a person who is just so genuinely sweet to me and nice and concerned and all the things. And Erica has been that. Her twin sister too, they're pretty dope. Like I hope one day we get to meet in person. But I gotta say thank you so much to them, because you know, they reached out and got me back into this thought process of recording the video. And there are, you know, just, I don't know, there's just good people here in the world. And when things seem like, you know, everything is just stacking up and like beating you down, you know, you got to be thankful for what you have. And maybe you need to take some time and find that gratefulness and understanding, because that's what I had to do. I had to take over time because I had a lot going on, man. Like, my husband got injured. I had to have surgery too. My son is extra busy. So my daughter is extra busy. I was injured. It was just a lot going on, a lot of chaos, okay? And I'm a creature of habit, so that was hard for me. But now I'm back. I got to figure out the schedule for me to be recording. I think I'm going to do a lot of batch recording right now because my son is in track club season. And he doesn't finish until the end of July. So I got to figure out something. And I just want to say that I'm back. Bear with me. I'm going to be putting out these videos a little slow. My budget's going to look a little different, guys, right now. But it's going to be fun. Let's see what happens. And you guys can help me navigate through what to do once we get debt free. So I think by August we'll be debt free, and I don't know what to do with that. What to do with the income that we've been spending on all these bills and this debt. So we got to come up with something. But anyways, that's all I have. Again, I'm very, very thankful for everybody that reached out to me. Those of you that took the time to check in on me, and I'm grateful. So stay tuned. I'm going to do the part 2 right now. I'm going to probably upload this video in the very next day, or maybe the same day. I'm going to upload this next video, which is showing you how I set up my monthly calendar now. And be patient with me, okay? All right, guys, thank you so much for staying in here for this long. If you made it through 20 minutes of me talking, I appreciate you guys. And again, I'm glad to be back. So stay tuned. Bye.